Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage with another success story. Today we have Alba, who recently got a band 8 overall. Am I
Yes,
correct? Band 8
that's
overall.
right.
And she is coming over to Ireland to help us out soon. And she has agreed to share her success story with you guys so that you can learn from Alba. So, Alba, can you start off just by introducing yourself to everyone?
Yes, well, I am Alba and I'm from Spain and I joined the course this Christmas, the last Christmas. And I just worked really hard and and I went all through all the models that Chris has there, complete all of them, practice as much as I could, as he always advised. And it took me 3 times, but I finally did it.
Excellent, excellent. And can you tell them a little bit about like what scores were you getting before when you tried to get the scores that you needed?
Yes, I was pretty close, honestly, every time because I always got like 7.5, and always the six, the famous 6.5 in the writing.
Hmm.
That was exactly the same 2 times in a row. And after I got 8, 8, 9, 8, and the seven in the writing.
Excellent, excellent. You got band 9 in reading.
In reading,
Excellent,
8 in listening and speaking, and the seven in
excellent,
as
amazing
seven in the
scores.
writing.
So when you were going through the course or we were giving you feedback, could you identify the reasons why you were struggling or what were the big
Yes,
challenges
always.
that you had?
Yes, always. So I was like focusing just in the key mistakes that the in the feedback I already had, and I think that was the key of the success because if you have a lot of them, as you always say, once you're ace, then your score rise a lot.
Hmm. And what were those key challenges that you had?
In me, in my case, it was the articles,
Hmm.
reviewing always the third person that I was always missing that in the writing. I don't know why. And they were the fossilized ones that you always say in the course. And what else? And was mainly that. And keep it simple because I always trying to like impress the examiner and trying to maybe look fancier or something like that. And in the last try, I did it really simple, and it was when I got the seven.
Yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of dentists and doctors. I think it's because you guys have gone through medical school and it is you're dealing with complex things all the time and often especially with the more intelligent the person is, the more complex they make everything. And it's often they have a fear of writing in a simple way because they're like, "Oh, if I write in a simple way, I'm going to
Maybe.
fail again." Is that how you felt?
Sometimes yes, because sometimes I had the feeling of, okay, this if I write it this simple, it sounds like a primary school
Yeah.
essay, you know.
Yeah.
But making it more complicated, it was always more mistakes, always. So I
Mm.
just kept it simple, and it worked.
Yeah, and you mentioned also that you had some mistakes in your articles, for example.
Yeah,
So often what we will see is that the student will use complex ideas and then find it difficult to explain those clearly. And then when you combine that with lots of small grammatical errors, you read the essay and because it's complex, but the grammar isn't the best either, it makes it very difficult for the reader to
exactly.
understand if you have clearly answered the question. Whereas if you write in a primary school way of just like, this is a very simple, obvious answer. And I think one of the other difficult things is writing your explanations in that way. I was working with students today, and we had to. It was a question about tourism and how tourism increases pollution. And then I said, you have to explain how a car, if you turn the car on, that creates pollution. And the students were like, well, everybody knows that. Why do I have to explain that? I was like, well, the examiner doesn't know you know that, and I
Yeah,
think a lot of people fear, maybe that's a dentist or a doctor thing as well, where they are used to talking to other very intelligent people who just know everything that they're talking about, and they find it difficult to explain things in a simple way. Would you say that?
Well, I don't think I am that intelligent, or my friends are, but maybe yes. Maybe we try to we take things for granted,
Yeah.
and if you take things for granted, then you are not conveying the meaning. Because if you say, if you are writing a thought that you have, and you are trying to convey something, but if you didn't explain from where it is coming from, you are not doing anything.
I was at the dentist yesterday with my little boy, and he explained in a very simple way. He said, like, there's a hole in your tooth, and when you eat sweets, the sugar goes into that hole and it makes it go crazy. And Tom was like, okay. So yeah, he's 6 years old, but that's like the level of explanation that you need in an IELTS essay, is like just like cause and effect. If you do
Exactly,
this will happen.
exactly.
If you do this will happen. So
Just read the sentence, and it was my trick. I was reading the sentence, and I asked myself, what are you trying to say here? What are
mm,
you trying to convey? It really says what you're trying to say, or it doesn't make any sense? Just rewrite the thing in a more simple way.
yeah, exactly. And you also talked about that you had problems with articles. This is a very common problem
Yeah,
for most English learners. How did you overcome that problem?
I took the course that
The
you have
grammar
there.
course? Yeah.
It
So,
really helped.
so what process did you go through with that course? And
I took the course, and after follow your advices of reading a lot and paying attention of the articles that they were following the rules that you said in the course, and just practice.
yeah, yeah, I think the best writers I know are the best readers. They read a lot. So, you could get like a book that you're just in, like this is a novel. So you could get a book that you're interested in. And while you're reading, just notice, okay, if it's articles, for example, every noun that you see, look before the noun. Okay, why did they use the definite
Exactly.
article? Why did they, and think about, okay, what rules apply to this? And that will help you while you're reading, and you'll also improve your grammar and your vocabulary and your ideas if you're reading each day as well. So that's really, really good advice. And if there was another dentist who was struggling with the same problems as you, what advice would you give them?
I would say keep it simple.
Hmm.
Um, don't try to get the IELTS scores if you don't have the level of English that you need. For example, for Ireland, you need a C1. If you don't have a C1, no matter how many courses you take, you need to have first the C1, and after learn how to use your level to
Hmm.
get the scores.
Absolutely, because it's a lot of people think that it's an English test, and then other people think that, oh, it's just you need just test technique.
Exactly. So it's not like
It's
you
both.
have a system and
Yeah.
you learn the system and you just pass it. No, you have to have the level of English that requires the band that you're looking for, and after learn the system to that the one that you teach, to reach that band with the level that you already have, because it's not a course of English, it's a course of how to optimize your English for IELTS.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it is a communications test, because they're
Exactly.
testing when you move to Ireland and you have to send maybe a letter to a patient or
Exactly.
an email to your new boss explaining that, that this thing has happened. Can you clearly explain that to them? And that's another reason why we teach the simple method, because when you move, if I was your new boss, and I asked you, okay, why have you done this thing? And you send this very complex essay with, and I can't understand it. Like, what are you doing? Good communication is just clear and simple as possible. So
Exactly. It's a communication test.
yeah, yeah,
Um, you have
absolutely.
to convey always meaning.
Well, thank you so much, Alba. And you will be moving to a place very close to my brother, and about 2 hours away from me. So if you need any advice on moving to Ireland and where,
Thank
you know,
you.
just
I will need it for sure.
let us know. Yeah, and yeah, and it's a wonderful place that you're moving to, and I wish you the best of luck. So
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chris.
thanks,
Thank
Alba.
you for all, because this is thank you. If not, no,
It's our team and you. It's our team and you now. So
your team.
thanks very much. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, Chris here again. Hopefully you enjoyed that success story video. That student was part of our IELTS VIP course. And on that course, we show students exactly where they're going wrong and exactly what to do to get the score that they need. And we give them all the help and support that they need in order to get a 7, 8, or even 9 in their IELTS test. Now, we only work with a really small number of students. Because of the level of help and feedback and support that we give students, we can only work with a very small number of them. But we also have more success stories than any other online or offline course in the world, which has created a huge amount of demand for our course. So we're the only course in the world, I believe, that has a very long waiting list. If you want to join that waiting list, all you have to do is just click here and you'll be able to add your name, add your email address, and then when one of our students becomes successful and leaves the course, the next position can be for you. Hopefully see you in there. Bye-bye.